If you've been looking for an entry-level projector, you might be confused as to where to start. I know I was. Between all the cheap junk you find on Amazon and the 4- and 5-figure top-of-the-line models, selecting the right projector can really make your head spin. EZCast wants to help make your decision just a little bit easier. This is the company's new Beam H3, and it's a brand new LCD projector offering 200 ANSI lumens of brightness, USB-C connectivity, a fascinatingly strange social media mode, and a whole lot more, all for less than $200. But is this projector a bright idea, or will it dim your expectations? I'm Matt with Make Use Of, and today we're putting our focus on the Beam H3 by EZCast. So the Beam H3 projector by EZCast is a new projector to market that is releasing in early August 2021. In fact, by the time you watch this review, it will probably be available. Cost on the unit is slated to be around $169 retail, but this wouldn't be Make Use Of without us helping you out a little bit. So hang in till the end of the video and I will give you a coupon code that you can use to get 10% off of this projector. And just so you're aware, because this is a pre-release product, some details, like the price, may change depending on when you watch this video. So first, let's put some specs up on the screen so you can see what this projector is all about. Now, the biggest things that set the Beam H3 apart from other projectors in this class are the 200 ANSI lumen rating, the auto portrait mode, I call this the TikTok mode, which we're going to talk about, the 1080p resolution, the 150-inch viewable area, the wireless connectivity, and the sub $200 price point. The Beam H3 also has a bunch of ports. There's the HDMI, the USB-C, USB-A, micro SD, 3.5mm audio out, and the giant wireless dongle port on the side. There's a 5-watt speaker built in that you can use like a regular Bluetooth speaker. You've got a fan to dissipate heat that's on the side of the projector rather than in the rear of the unit. And you've got a built-in lens cap that stays attached via this little elastic. You've also got an angle adjustment screw that you can remove if you'd like to mount the projector on a tripod. And you have a manual focus adjustment wheel up here on the top. The controls for the unit are also on the top surface. The LED on the Beam H3 is rated at greater than 30,000 hours, which, if my math is correct, is more than 3.5 years of use if you ran the projector all day, every day. So who is a projector like this for? Ideally, the Beam H3 is great for entertaining the kids, for making sales presentations, for recreating the drive-in movie experience, and my favorite use, gaming. Now, I've gotten to spend a little over a month with this projector, and for the price, it really has surprised me. But before we go any further, I don't want to waste your time. So if you're looking to replace your $2,000 4K TV, then this projector isn't the best fit. On the other hand, if you're looking to supplement your existing home theater and you want to test the waters of projectors, then you're probably going to like the Beam H3. So what's in the box? With the Beam H3, you're going to get the projector unit itself. You'll get 2 foam supports for portrait or ceiling mode. You'll get the AC adapter, you'll get the instruction manual, the IR remote, and you'll also get a wireless dongle. To set this projector up, you're going to insert the wireless dongle into the port on the side of the unit. You'll plug the projector in, and then you press the power button, which is here. From there, the instructions say to download the EZCast app from either the iOS or the Google Play Store. Next, you'll connect the projector to the wireless network using the on-screen menus. If you have an HDMI or a USB input source, you can plug those directly into the projector, but you will need a wireless connection if you want to use wireless streaming. As for the app, I downloaded it on iOS. I'm not a person who uses Android, but I didn't really find myself using the app. It was a bit buggy, and the interface looks like something from 2010. I think, in my opinion, once you get the projector set up, you really should skip the app altogether, unless you're using Android, which we'll talk about. Now the projector uses EZCast's Multimedia Center for the interface, so it wasn't too difficult to navigate. The Android, iOS, and computer sections will walk you through, step by step, how to connect your device to the projector's wireless network and how to cast media. So really quickly, I just want to talk about brightness. One of the issues you're going to come across if you're looking for a projector is the different brightness values that projector manufacturers attach to their units. Some use lumens, others use lux or nits or foot lamberts. These terms are all useful to a certain degree. But when it comes to projectors, the main measure you want to look for is ANSI, I call them ANSI, or the American National Standards Institute lumens. The reason you want to pay attention to ANSI lumens over other values is because these measurements are standardized across the industry. That means the ANSI lumen value will allow you to compare the Beam H3 with other projectors at the same brightness level. The higher the ANSI lumen value, the brighter the projector. Also, some manufacturers will self-report lumens or lux values that are exaggerated to make the projector appear brighter than it really is. In the industry, these values are referred to as marketing brightness, because while they may be correct, they don't give an accurate representation of brightness compared to other brands. The first thing on most people's minds when they look at a projector like this is the picture quality. How's it going to look? Will I get accurate color representation? All that jazz. From a spec standpoint, the Beam H3 outputs 1080p at 60 Hz. I was also able to run the projector via my Mac Mini M1 at 1920 by 1080p with a refresh rate of 75 Hz. Now you'll notice that's not 4K resolution. Absolutely. But the real question, I think, is a question of immersion. In other words, am I going to enjoy watching a video without being distracted by weird colors, a skewed picture, or a lack of detail? As you can see, the color representation, sharpness, color accuracy, and overall picture quality were about what you might expect from a 1080p television or a 1080p computer monitor. So earlier when I said that this projector was not going to replace your 4K TV, this is why. If you compare the Beam H3 with higher resolution screens, you're not comparing apples to apples. But in my opinion, the 1080p is good enough for most purposes, and what you sacrifice in resolution here, you're going to gain in immersion. By that I mean once you get the projector set up for and you account for its limitations, then you can really get a cinema-like experience from this little guy. Of course, because this is only a 200 ANSI rated projector, you really need a dark room to appreciate the video capabilities. I found that my bedroom worked best because it has light blocking curtains and I was able to cut out most of the ambient light in the room. Daytime use is pretty rough though, and unless you can darken your living area considerably during the day, then you're not going to enjoy watching videos until the sun goes down. One of the things EZCast states about the H3 is that you can put it in a number of different locations. To allow for this, the company's provided users with both horizontal and vertical Keystone adjustments, as well as a 4 corners mode. These modes help eliminate any weird distortion from an offset lens. Apart from testing these settings, I left the vertical setting on auto and it seemed to work well. I didn't notice any weird edges or distortion with the projector about 12 feet from the screen. When placing the projector closer to the screen, I did have to adjust for a little offset, but unless I was really close, it was easy to get a nice flat picture with only minimal tweaking. One of the biggest issues I have with this projector is the HDCP copy protection that doesn't allow streaming of content from places like Netflix. HDCP content protection is enabled on some Android phones, so you can use the built-in Miracast function of the EZCast app to bypass this limitation if you're on Android. But because I don't use Android, I just plugged in an old Chromecast that I had lying around, and that allowed me to bypass the HDCP protection, and casting to the Chromecast was much more reliable than casting directly to the projector. If you're going to buy this guy, make sure you spend a little extra on something like a Chromecast or a Fire Stick so that you can stream media from places like Hulu, Netflix, Disney Plus, and Prime Video. To handle sound, EZCast included a 4-ohm 5-watt speaker tucked into the underside of the unit. The speaker isn't anything to write home about, but it will get the job done.
Quick start guide that walks you through your first time setting up the light, and a user manual that goes into more detail about how the system functions. The manual warns you that you need to set up the light on a flat surface.
As for being a good replacement for a Bluetooth speaker, I don't know that the speaker here is powerful enough to serve that purpose. It's loud, yes, but the quality of the sound coming out is distorted at higher volumes, and it has this nasty tinny quality. I also found that when changing volume, the music would cut in and cut out despite a pretty strong wireless connection. I think the best way to reproduce sound with the Beam H3 is to connect an external speaker to the 3.5mm audio jack and just use that rather than using the internal speaker. Probably the largest selling point of the Beam H3 is its ability to function as a projector for things like TikTok and Instagram Reels. Because a lot of content like TikTok and Instagram Reels is streamed in portrait mode, the Beam H3 has an auto portrait mode specifically for this purpose. But is this feature really useful? For me, I say not really, as watching 5-foot-tall TikTok videos is a little strange. My teenage daughter, on the other hand, says that a feature like that is cool and that I just don't get it, Dad. So, I guess the answer is that it depends. If you have kids, I'd say that this feature will probably be more for them than it is for you. But, I mean, if you're really into watching TikTok on a larger screen, then this could be the projector of your dreams. Personally, I think the best use of a projector like this is for gaming applications. The 1080p at 60 Hz refresh rate is perfect for consoles like the PS4. So if you haven't made the switch to a PS5 or an Xbox One X, then the H3 will work well. As for newer generation consoles, I dug deep into the product specs and I did a bunch of research, but I could not find concrete data on if this new unit would do 1080p at 120 Hz. That's a feature that would probably be a huge selling point though, so I'm going to assume that this unit won't do it. However, don't quote me on that. Probably the coolest gaming application I found for this projector was as a display for a RetroPie arcade setup. The refresh rate and 1080p were absolutely perfect for playing classic games like Street Fighter II, Golden Axe, Sunset Riders, and even Final Fight. Overall, the gaming performance of this projector is what impressed me the most. The warranty on this unit is 12 months, though there is a 7-day warranty against any kind of manufacturer defects from the date of purchase. The 12 months, on the other hand, if I can talk today, covers just a projector, so you're on your own if an accessory breaks. Also, if you need to ship this unit back to EZCast, you're going to be on the hook for shipping. So we've been over a lot with this projector, and I think you have a pretty good idea as to how it performs. For me, the best features are the gaming performance, the portability, and the low cost. I also appreciate the immersion that this projector can offer. If you were to hang up a screen in your backyard, you can probably have a pretty epic date night or a pretty epic movie get-together. On the other hand, there are several limitations. The ANSI 200 brightness isn't great for daytime viewing, the HDCP constraints force you to purchase another device, and to be honest, I'm really not sold on the social media or the TikTok mode. Perhaps that means I'm just a little too old, but I have a hard time not feeling like a sociopath while watching wall-sized TikToks. I guess if you were trying to learn Addison Rae or Charlie D'Amelio's newest dances, you might get a kick out of that mode. So should you buy the Beam H3 by EZCast? Like a lot of products, I think that depends. If you're looking to supplement your current home theater or you have kids, then this would be a pretty good pick for you. Additionally, if you're doing a lot of PowerPoint presentations, say you're a mobile salesperson or something like that, then it's also a great buy for the money. Finally, if you want to make all of your old games feel new, then by all means, grab your credit card. That said, it's hard to recommend this projector as a replacement for a quality 4K HD TV, despite the low cost. It's just simply not bright enough for daytime viewing, and it doesn't support most of the streaming services out of the box, at least for iOS folks. So, if you're looking to buy the Beam H3 for those purposes, then my answer would be to check out some other models. So what do you think of the H3 by EZCast? Does it seem like the right fit for you? Leave me a comment below and let me know. Also, I told you I'd give you a coupon code for 10% off. I'm going to put that up on the screen right now. Just make sure you use this coupon code at checkout so you can save yourself a few extra bucks. And if you want to read the full review of this projector, head over to makeuseof.com. For Make Use Of, my name is Matt, and if you want to connect, hit me up on Twitter or on Instagram. Thank you for watching, and we will see you next time.